Okay.
Yeah, I've got a
Okay.
list of pictures here.
Well, look,
Um,
let me introduce it. Otherwise, we'll never do
yeah,
it. Okay, so we're back. It's Sons of Pitches. I've forgotten what the episode number is, but I'm with my good man Sam Boundy. How you
yo.
doing? How you doing? Okay, Sam. So, Sons of Pitches. What have we got this week? What are you running with?
Well, I have a list. I mean, I understand that we have a gladiatorial theme this week. Is that
Yes.
is that?
So, a podcast that you'll find over on the website, intermissionsfilms.com. We're going to be doing a gladiators based podcast. I'm going to be interviewing later on today, actually, one of the tour guides for the for the Colosseum. So he's going to tell us all about the myths about the Colosseum and how the film was either true to it or not true to it. There were some things that they got right, some things they
Well,
missed.
there you go. I can give you a little bit of an insight myself.
Hmm.
Probably, I'm sure the tour guide is going to probably put me to shame here. But I saw a video not so long ago about the truths and myths of gladiators, the gladiatorial thing, and yeah, I found it really interesting. I thought, why did they never put this in the films? For starters, little bit of trivia for you here. When they originally wrote Ridley Scott's Gladiator, there was going to be this whole thing where Maximus becomes like a celebrity, and he starts endorsing a brand of olive oil, and they put his name and face on billboards and posters all around Rome. That's actually something that they used to do in the ancient Roman times. Gladiators were celebrities. The reason they cut it out of the film is because they thought no one would believe it. They thought, oh, that'd be ridiculous. No one would believe it. But it's actually true. They actually did do that. Another little thing is, the rippling six pack that Russell Crowe displays in the film. Very uncommon. Basically, if you're getting stabbed on a regular basis, it's better to have a bit of a belly on you. Instead of just going straight through muscle and straight into your organs, you're just cutting fat.
Yeah.
Which so they genuinely would have a bit of a pot belly on you.
That's what
Another,
the tour guide said. Actually, sorry to cut you off, but yeah, they were saying like, yeah, the bigger you are, the more of a whale you are. But then I would always counteract that with, yeah, but the bigger you are, the slower you're going to move, and you're not going to be. I mean, it must be something where you at least have to be relatively fit, because you can go like 20 seconds swinging a sword around, and you'll be out of puff, you'll be fucked. So I
And it's
don't.
funny you should say that, Peter Brooker, because another myth about gladiators is that they were all slaves or criminals. Actually, they basically it was a big money making business. So they wanted skilled fighters. And like the whole thing about it always ending in death, no, they would avoid death as much as possible. But sometimes the fights would be choreographed in the same way that the WWE choreographed their fights. And yeah, no, a lot of the gladiators were actually retired soldiers. Even one of the emperors of the day actually loved gladiatorial so much he became one himself. He actually used to go in the ring and fight with gladiators, like the fucking emperor, you know. Um, I know.
Interesting. Well, I can't wait for the tour guide to tell me all of that again later. So.
Yeah, exactly. But probably he'll probably go into more detail and explain it better than me. But no, I mean the reason I brought it up is because I thought, why not do a film where all of this stuff comes into play? But I mean, if you want an actual pitch, an original pitch, I've got. I mean, we could do a quick fire. Because basically, I just churned out a whole bunch of these a month ago.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. What we got?
all right. Okay. Well, historically accurate gladiator film. I actually put that on my list. So okay, we got I'm a Cunt. Film. It's a film about someone who's a complete arsehole and doesn't give a shit, but never redeems himself. So it's like, basically a film about a guy, he's a complete arsehole, but there's no redemption there. It's not about learning lessons. He just carries on being a prick.
Right.
Okay.
Who's going to play that role?
Me,
Are
blatantly.
you? I'll say you're writing it again for us. Yeah, I see.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you...
You can't just have a film bandy called "I'm a Cunt" and then you just be a cunt for the whole of the 90 minutes. No one's going to invest in that.
No, you're right. Okay, let's move on to
What's the plot twist?
the plot twist. Okay, so the super normal. It's basically a like a reverse Superman type story. So it's about a superhero. On his planet, he's an established superhero, and he arrives on Earth hoping to become their savior. But Earth's atmosphere drains him of his powers, and he just has to end up becoming an ordinary guy. He has to get a 9 to 5 job and stuff because he's now stranded on this planet where he's no longer superhuman.
Ah.
So yeah.
And does anyone believe him that he's from another planet?
No, not exactly. No. I mean, when I originally conceptualized it, he was going to have this sidekick who's like a robot, like but I don't know whether that would. I don't know if that would work necessarily because then having this robot following him around everywhere. It's just meant to be like a floating thing, like.
So hold on. I'm kind of picturing the opening scene. He's doing some kind of exodus from his home planet of wherever the fuck, Galvatron-esque, right?
Yeah.
Then then he lands on Earth, and everyone's anticipating the huge door opening and some kind of super being coming through. Mm-hmm. And he arrives in like a bellow of dry ice, comes and walks down onto the planet, and he can literally do nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, he goes to fly and just trips over, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then I'm just fucked now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
That's one idea.
Nice.
The pub detective. It came to me in a very strange way. I was basically I was pouring someone a pint at work, and came across a Foster's glass. I was like, we don't sell Foster's, and I was like, why would we have a Foster's glass? And I tried to work it out, and I was like, you know what's happened? Someone's stolen that glass from another pub and taken it back to their hotel room, left it there, and then housekeeping have brought it back to us, thinking it's one of our glasses. And I was like, I could be a detective. And then the guy who was serving came up with this idea of the pub detective. This guy who's basically worked in a pub and he's so good at his job, he knows exactly what's going on at all times.
Yeah.
And the pub detective.
That's really good because my brother goes around pubs and nicking bar towels. He's like a kleptomaniac. He's also a little bit of a cunt. Yeah. And so, but there was one time when he actually got caught nicking a bar towel, so he was on the way out to the car, and I didn't know he'd done it. He's obviously just shoved it into his jeans. And we're on the way to the car park, and the landlord comes out and goes, "I'll have that." And I was like, "What?" And I look at my brother, and he kind of like just pulls out this bar towel from his crotch that he'd stashed and just gave it back. I said, I cannot believe this has happened. This is the most embarrassed I've ever been. But yeah, so pub detective. Maybe there has to be something really... Maybe his powers are called upon. There's a local murder in another pub somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, I like that, yeah.
Or not even a murder. Maybe like another bar towel's gone missing in another pub.
Something... Oh, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would be the pub detective? Who could play that part?
I think it has to be quirky, like it has to be a Nordic film. So like maybe a famous Norwegian actor.
Yeah. Of which I know no.
No, I don't. Oh, Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen is pub detective. Okay. Le Chiffre from Casino Royale, yeah. So, Okay.
Right, what's next on the list? Near or far? A man with no time perception struggles to work his life out because he can't conceive when anything is likely to happen. Let's leave that one. I think I was drunk when I came up with it. I'm going to be honest. Crime fighter on a budget. That's something I wanted to do like many times over. Like just think Batman, but without the money.
Right.
He's basically, he's a poor guy, but he wants to make a difference. So he goes out there and becomes a vigilante. Job swap. A brain surgeon and a rocket scientist switch jobs to see which job's harder. Because they say, well, it's not brain surgery, it's not rocket science. Apparently they're the two hardest things to do in the world. So they swap places to see if they have the ability to do each other's jobs.
Nice.
And they can't. So and then George Scandal, media mogul. Everything he writes becomes real. So it's about basically he's a tabloid baron, and he can actually create news by writing it. Little bit like Tomorrow Never Dies. Was it Tomorrow Never Dies?
Yeah.
Where he's basically manipulating the media, but it's sort of like a bit more supernatural than that. Like it's almost like Death Note, if you've ever heard of that. It's an anime series where basically this guy is given a book by a demon, and every time he writes someone's name in it, they die. And it's kind of like that. If he writes a piece for the newspaper, it actually comes true.
Nice,
George
like that. There used to be.
I thought I'd give him like a cheesy pun name.
What's his name?
George Scandal.
George Scandal. Okay. Well, there was something like that. It was a series where a guy would get a newspaper delivered to his house every day, and then he'd actually realise that the news that he's getting delivered, this newspaper that comes through his letterbox, is actually tomorrow's news, or like this is stuff that's happened.
He's getting a glimpse into.
Yeah, so he's always a day behind. I never watched it, but I saw it was like on that. You remember that period where you'd have Superman with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher on a Saturday TV, and like in between Gladiators. I think they replaced it with that. It might have lasted like a season, and I never watched it, but I always thought, yeah, I quite like that idea. Imagine getting a newspaper that actually predicts the news rather than tells you the news. But that's not to shit on your idea. Your idea is equally as inventive.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so
there you go. There's
that's
a
good.
whole list. Quick five. Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
So, I mean, I started making lists because of your idea of writing a book, pitch it. So I thought I'd get the ball rolling.
Well, that's really cool, man. Because I've actually, we should perhaps tell the audience that we're actually in the middle of this is brainstorming, basically a brainstorming process. Because we're going to come up with 100 pitch ideas and put it in a book. And then send it off to Adam Sandler. I was actually thinking of calling it 100 Films for Adam Sandler.
He'd do anything, wouldn't he?
Wouldn't he?
He's like the white Samuel L. Jackson, isn't he?
Yeah. So there you go. But I mean, Adam Sandler basically he does films if there's a holiday sequence in it. If there's an excuse for him and his pals to go on holiday, I bet he doesn't even read the script. He's like, "Yep, don't worry, sign me up. Where is it? Africa. Fine, we'll go." That's a theory. So anyway, did you want to hear a couple of pitches for Adam Sandler that I managed to jot down? Okay, so let me just bring it up here. Fuck! Why is it every time you just want to go onto that one page you've loaded, it's not there anymore? Anyway, so yes, so that would be the name of the book. I was thinking of making it into an app, so you can actually have an idea delivered to your phone every day. A picture of Adam Sandler. So you could have like taglines and treatments.
Basically, convince Adam Sandler to download the app.
Yeah, that would be it. That would be the one.
End up reviving his career at this stage. You know?
Well, I'm sure he's not in need of our help. He's already on holiday somewhere.
Probably not. He's probably on holiday somewhere.
Okay, so I've written down this idea. Honeymoon period. It's a romantic. I've written it down as a romantic, semi-sexist comedy, starring Adam Sandler and a bright young starlet half his age, Evan. When Adam and Starlet start up a whirlwind affair, they marry within the week and embark on their honeymoon. All is going well until the new bride gets her period and turns into a demonic, uncontrollable cunt. And the tagline is, "It's a bloody, awful, bloody affair."
Oh, you're a genius.
So that's one.
That shit's all over my pitches. Yeah.
Well, it's almost like a sequel to. Do you remember that film Blind Date with Kim Basinger and Bruce Willis? Right. Okay. So the premise of this film, right, is blind date. Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger go on a blind date. Mutual friends hook them up, and Bruce Willis can't believe it. Kim Basinger is a knockout. He turns up. He's like, "Fucking hell! This is too good to be true." Yeah, right. Too good to be true. So he's on the date.
Demi Moore at one point, but there you go.
Yeah, but the date gets progressively worse because little does he know, as soon as Kim Basinger has a drink, she turns into an uncontrollable cunt, and things go excessively what he like.
Real life.
Yeah, but he starts. I mean, she trashes his car. He loses his job. Blah 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 blah, and it's all because of her having a drink, and it's blind date. And but he eventually ends up marrying her, and he can't get her out of his head. So, but honeymoon period. That's one.
Honeymoon period. I love it. I love it.
Dante's Peaked. So Dante's Peaked is I put it down as a coming of age drama. And you can go a lot of way with this. But the way I've gone with this is, so the blurb: after writing his breakthrough hit movie, Dante Splayer is the hottest property in Tinseltown. Everyone is eagerly awaiting his next hit, only he is bereft of ideas. So to try and cure his writer's block, he decides to go on a yoga retreat, which will entice Adam Sandler, because he's like, great, there's a holiday written into it.
Yeah.
He wants to quieten his mind. So there he finds his muse in the form of a bendy Scarlett Johansson. She agrees to help him work on his new idea, but she has to be cast in the film, and that's about as far as I got. So
there should also be a cameo from Pierce Brosnan as a little in-joke.
Oh yeah, because he was in Dante's Peak. Yeah, I like that. Maybe he's the yoga instructor, right?
He could be the yoga instructor. This could be genius.
Oh, Dante's Peaked. We should get in touch. So yeah, a couple of pictures there. So I've got one more. I don't want to kind of bombard you with loads, but one more to end on.
Like I did.
No, it's good. So this one's called Dr. AD. All right. The year is 21 AD, and Dr. Andy Dent, because initials AD. Dr. Andy Dent, played by Adam Sandler, is the best doctor in town. Right. He spent years at medical school, and he has got the most popular clinic in all of Jerusalem. Until one day...
Because he's Jewish.
Because one day he is... but he's scandalised one day by incorrectly diagnosing someone with incurable disease, right? So he goes, look, I can't help you, mate, you're fucked. You're going to die. But then there's this new stranger in town that is going around curing people, like just by touching them, and now you can see and now you can walk. And he's like... It's like, oh, fuck. So now he has to win back his reputation, the patient's trust, from this guy who's just going around town curing people willy-nilly.
It's basically the story of like what the fuck how did doctors react when Jesus was going around doing his
right, yeah. So tagline for this: for some, being the second best doctor in town isn't good enough. No, that's a shit tagline. But we'll work on a tagline for that. For fuck's sake, or for Jesus.
I want to come up with one now, but I'm on the spot. So
yeah.
But definitely food for thought.
Okay, so Dr. AD with Adam Sandler. Okay, all right. So I feel like we've got somewhere. So
yeah.
Do you like the new direction of 100 pitches for Adam Sandler?
I love that idea.
Yeah. You think it's got legs?
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's definitely legs there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one.
You can go so many places with Adam Sandler because he's, he can play any character in the right context. You know what I mean?
Well, he did Punch Drunk Love, right?
As long as he's angry and slightly retarded.
That's his.
You remember there was that whole era where all he did was play slightly retarded angry men.
Waterboy, yeah.
And then they even had to write anger management as almost like a commentary on that whole section of his life. Maybe it's time that Adam Sandler calmed down. Yeah,
maybe. Well, what do you think? What was your Gladiator idea then? So did you have or did I miss it? You had a film pitch for Gladiator.
Well, the film pitch was basically putting all of those realistic elements into a film. Instead of having but basically, yeah. I mean, in fairness, Ridley Scott's Gladiator was about a soldier, but he didn't volunteer, and that's the key to it. Is that a lot of them were volunteers. People weren't just forced into it, and and then working the whole celebrity thing and the fact that they were valued gladiators were protected, and they do everything they could to make sure that they didn't die in the arena.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't know who you'd get in to play it. Someone that's
Adam Sandler.
A bit more. Adam Sandler. Why the hell not? You'd have to put on a lot of weight, though. I'm thinking you'd want someone physically imposing.
Mm.
So, you know, but yeah.
Well,
And
food for
then-
thought, man. Food for thought.
Oh,
So we'll talk Gladiator over on the podcast, which is intermissionsfilms.com. Head over there, or just go onto iTunes, type in Intermissions Films.
I'm gonna tune in. Sure.
Okay, and if you're listening to this on the podcast already, then just head over to the website, because we've got the YouTube channel where we do all the Sons of Pictures, etc. Sweet. All right, man. The hair's looking good. Moustache is looking kempt.
Yeah, but we got no hot running water, so I haven't shaved for a few days. Luckily, the shower heats itself, so
Awesome.
you know you don't have to lose sleep over me, Peter.
Good. All right, man. I hope you're in good health.
Yeah, cool.
All right, tell Squibb to go fuck himself. That won't make any sense in the podcast. I'll have to cut that out. But yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you. It was a virtual handshake.
All right, Laura love. See you later, man.
Yeah, cool. See you later.
Bye.
All right.